Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek Portal on CIB24.com. I'm your host, Paul Cusolo. On today's episode, I get my hands on the Galaxy S5, its companion, the Gear 2 Neo, and also using modern technology to find Flight 370. Why hasn't it yielded results for its missing, but found something equally disturbing? I don't usually end up being the guy with the newest stuff, but a much-needed battery for my S3 turned into me upgrading to the S5 and its companion, the Gear 2 Neo smartwatch, in this tidbit of tech. When it comes to cell phones, people can get more defensive than Donald Sterling's call history. Now, if you fall into my category with the Android market, you probably have chosen to go with the Galaxy S series. I honestly am not a fan of Apple's language, since many of you agree and prefer the user-friendliness of South Korea's rival to the iPhone. You'll find lots of cool improvements. Now, some of the quick points are the S5 is lighter, much lighter. Some would say too light, as it may cheapen the feel of the phone. But if that's the worst thing people can say about the phone, then I'm happy that a piece of tech that you carry around 24/7 is too light. So, you add the OtterBox, and it's a little heavier, but safer. It has a better camera with 16 megapixels, the battery is larger, the screen is bigger and brighter, boasting a massive 5.1-inch world's most vibrant screen. Now, with added strength through water resistance and an IP67 rating means you can dunk it in water for a short time, although don't go swimming with it. It's also dust resistant, which means the uncovered headphone port all the more impressive. But all that means jack, because I'm a real person and I buy a case for my phone. Currently, I'm using the OtterBox Defender, in case I need to run it over, but I'll upgrade to the LifeProof when it's out. Of all the cool new features that would make Tony Stark giggle, one of my favorites is the fingerprint scanner. As keen as I was over the face unlock screen, it only worked in optimal conditions. This is much faster. Just swipe your selected finger over the home button to quickly unlock your phone. No code, no posing, worries about whether the screen's too bright to see, simple and easy. But let's get to the watch. The Gear 2 Neo is sweet, thinner and much cleaner than the previous model. It will turn some heads at the next Star Trek convention. The Gear 2 Neo is an extension of the smartphone, allowing access to music, answer calls, text, check email, step counter, and a working heart rate monitor. Now, after you fire up the Gear 2 and calm down, you'll have to load up Gear Manager onto your phone, which pretty much takes care of everything. You can change clock faces, wallpapers, etc. Samsung also implemented a new operating system, its own, and it's a massive improvement. Slicker, faster, zero lags or hiccups. Navigation is simple, swiping left and right through the app screens, swiping down to go back, and you just hold down and move apps just like any other smartphone. Notifications are the bread and butter of the watch. It pushes emails and texts instantly, making even filtering through junk emails fun while you walk down the street feeling like a man from the future. Now, obviously, the screen face is too small to reply to messages with an on-screen keyboard. Now, you have the choice of choosing from a list of preset replies, okay, no, can I call you, or pick up the phone, or use the S-Voice and speak-type your text. However, if you have ever used S-Voice, just remember to enunciate. S-Voice is far more useful for commands such as call home. Yes, it's a phone for all you Dick Tracy nuts. If you don't want to bark orders at your wrist, you can simply dial the numbers, which so far has been pretty easy. I've yet to mispress a dialed button. Now, the beautiful clear screen has a home button on the front, which functions like any home button on a smartphone, with the added double press to load up your favorite app. As a writer, the double tap to instantly speak, record, and save an idea without having to open my phone is truly amazing. Huge time saver. The text and display are sharp and easy to read. Now, I prefer slightly larger and cartoony text. The screen is covered in Gorilla Glass 3, so accidental smacks and slashes should go unnoticed. First day I had it, I had a doorknob hit it, completely fine, not a scratch. Even though I've yet to find issues with visibility outside, it has a quick outdoor button that cranks up the brightness for a short period of time if you're struggling. In all senses, it's still a watch. To increase battery life, the watch remains off until you look at it. Also, I should mention that if the battery dies, it will still keep time. So far, it's been going 3 days straight on a single charge. Now, in addition to controlling music on your phone, the Gear 2 can store its own tracks thanks to a 4 gig onboard storage. Now, the built-in speaker surprised the hell out of me for a watch, but try not to be that guy on the subway. A huge surprise bonus was the 90s era built-in IR blaster that lets you control TVs, satellite boxes, and air conditioners with an inbuilt remote app. Keeps it simple and effective. Volume up, volume down, channel up, channel down, TV off, TV on, device on off. I had fun the first day changing the channel and volume on my father through a window to his frustration. I can't wait to go to the pub and take control of some TVs. In this new segment of What the F***, my attention is drawn to missing Flight 370. Now, if you didn't know, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is an international passenger flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing that it and its 12 crew members, 227 passengers, have disappeared into thin air. I think they may find the plane intact. I don't believe it crashed. Let's just say you have no transponder, black box, and a dozen other ways to track the plane. Also, forget we have thousands of satellites looking down on us, 2,271 to be exact, that we know about. Forget all those facts. You still have a plane with 239 passengers on it. That's a plane full of cell phones, tablets, laptops, some in waterproof cases, some in waterproof luggage. Somebody must have had one. Ever since the search continues, we have not found the flight yet. But what we have found is incredibly disturbing, to say the least. In the search for Flight 370, we have found oil slicks, debris everywhere, the sea is just littered with trash. The continuing search has revealed daily reports of possible debris. Now, all this crap we are seeing is just what's floating at the surface. Most of this trash sinks to the bottom. Some recent studies show the amount of waste in the oceans outweighs the plankton by 6 to 1. In some places, the debris is so dense that we see fish, usually found in coastal fringe, living within the debris in the middle of the oceans. Here's a gross fact. Since the floating shite can't be mixed properly in our ocean's current, the trash is collecting. This is nice. Making garbage floating islands. The winds that drive the oceans push this debris into its center. Now, the largest of these floating dumps is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is about halfway between Hawaii and San Francisco. Scientists have found that birds living on Midway Island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean are eating that garbage. They discovered a piece of wreckage from a 1944 plane crash in the stomach of an albatross in 2004. Flight 370 was a tragedy. The state of our oceans is a catastrophe. If anything can be said about this tragedy, mystery, of Flight 370 is this. In our ever-continuous search, we are seeing endless pollutions of our oceans. Since 2000, there have been 86 oil spills, 9 nuclear meltdowns, and who knows what else. As excited I am about phone upgrades and accessories, this is so much more important. If this cannot support this, then this is meaningless. That's it for today's episode of Geek Portal. We're all over social media, from Twitter to Dailymotion and everything in between. Please check out the Geek Portal Facebook page and, of course, CIB24.com for more cool videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.